I can always shoot. That's one thing that never leaves. I ain't go out there dunking. So now all I got to do is take the Suno versions, recreate them, so Suno don't try to get hit, and then down their mind.
Most people chase success. Very few are built for what it costs. Faith, capital, discipline, and purpose. Welcome to the Austin Moss Show. This show is sponsored by Capital Collaboration, capitalcollab.com, your expert lending solution. Today's guest is Kareem Rush, and if you only knew him from the NBA or from his time at Mizzou, you're really missing the story. Kareem is a builder at heart, music, AI-driven creative projects, an alumni basketball league, NIL advising, and a college-themed bourbon brand called University Spirits. This conversation goes way beyond basketball. We talk about reinvention, creativity, discipline, and what it really takes to keep betting on yourself even after the lights are off. This one's about evolution. Let's get into it. All right, man. We're here.
Yeah.
Mr. Kareem Rush in the house.
Yes,
in KC, baby.
Yes,
of all
sir.
places. So love it.
Always home.
How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good.
Hustling,
Good.
usual, doing this, a little bit of that.
Yeah. I'm seeing it all. I'm like, man, we need to get you in here. It's like, there's too much going on.
Yeah.
It's not basketball. Oh.
No. Basketball was kind of the first, stage of my development. Honestly, I've always had all these different interests, even as a kid. I grew up with a phenomenal older brother who, was a phenom by this time. He was 7th grade, so as a younger brother, all you want to do is be better than your older brother.
Yeah.
So that really kind of drove me into basketball. It wasn't really like my top focus. Like I said, I was singing and doing all kind of stuff back then, but it was that drive, that hunger to be better than my older brother.
Yeah. No, I got 3 brothers, so 2
how it
older,
is.
1 younger, and they're shorter though. They got different dads, so they really 5'10", 6'6". It's a little hard to compete there.
Yeah, me and Dron got different dads too, and we ended up being the same height.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Who wins between the 3 of you now?
Now, probably me. I'm still in shape. Dron, he had a bad knee for probably 10 years. Brandon told me when I last saw him, he's going to have knee replacement surgery probably in 10 years. So his knees are like bone on bone.
How old is he now?
Brandon just turned 40. So
Okay.
probably in 10 years, he got to get him double replacement, he said. I'm like, damn, that's fucked.
Yeah. No, that's not fun.
But I feel good. So I've always stayed in shape. I've always...
How did you keep your knees good? Because my knees are shot too.
I trained.
didn't play near as much as you did.
I trained harder like once I got out the league. And once I always was like thinking about how can I come back and play somewhere. I played in the first year of the Big Three in 2017. So I've always missed the game. I always wanted to kind of find somewhere to play, either a competitive men's league or whatever. But then the Big Three came out, so I was like, shit, let me get back in shape and see what I can do. The knee I probably could have came back when I hurt myself in 2010, but like the creative bug kind of got to me. I started doing music, so if you don't have a singular focus on basketball, especially at that level, you're not gonna make it. And I was kind of all over the place at that point. So I gave it up at 2013. I was playing in the D League a little bit, and then that's really kind of started the entrepreneurial journey for me. But then, boom, all of a sudden, Big Three came out. I was like, oh, shit, let me get back in shape. So I worked like 9 months to get back in shape and played in the first year of the Big Three. And so I've like never stopped training. Like I'm gonna play somewhere.
Any opportunity, you're just like pulled back in.
Like boom, I can always shoot. That's one thing that never leaves. I ain't go out there dunking. So if you need me to sit there in the corner and shoot, I can do that all day long. I still go to the gym and probably shoot 2 or 3 times a week. Really? Just kind of my cardio, and I just love to do it.
Yeah. So you mentioned music. So tell me what's the music stuff you got?
So
are you gonna rap?
No,
you rap or sing?
You never seen you never heard my music?
No, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna play a song for you. I just did this. So music was like my first love. So I sang in high school choir. Anybody who know me, they would have thought I was gonna be an R&B star before I even played basketball.
Well, you got the look,
I mean, thank you. But music was the first love. So, and then, like I said, basketball kind of took front and center. But I sing all the time, like all day long. That's what I do. I'm in the house singing something, singing Blue Blade, singing Michael Jackson, singing all like old school 90s stuff and R&B. So I'm actually working on this brand new musical. It's like my Everest of creativity as far as my music is concerned. So this is like this. I'm really good with AI and stuff, so I've been playing around with this stuff. So I'm doing like this quantum leap type of musical where I'm like this genius scientist, and I create this time machine, and I like I funneled back in time to find my wife, and so I'm phasing into these different time periods: 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So I go back, and all of a sudden I'm the performer in these eras. So I'm singing classic songs in those eras, but redone. So in the 60s, I did "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay" by Otis Redding, and I play you like I changed it up. I did "Ain't No Sunshine" by Bill Withers. I did "Rock with You," Michael Jackson. I did all these songs that I recreated, and so it's going to be this really cool quantum leap type deal. And I just did this song for the Lakers for a timeout song called "Laker Nation." So I'm always kind of doing stuff with music. Tried out for The Voice for the last 3 years. I made it to the final round before being on the blind auditions.
Dude, I don't even know. I gotta stop you like 15 times already. What? Tell me. Okay, let's play this song.
I play this song. So this song is, I play the Lakers song. I play "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay." I actually have a Christmas show here in December 6th. Ryan Wesley, who's like this big social influencer here in town. Yeah. So he's doing a Christmas party. I met him randomly out like a month ago, and I was showing somebody my music. He's like, "Oh my God, I want you to come sing in my Christmas show." So I'm like, for sure. So I'm learning. I done recorded like 6 Christmas songs here in the last few weeks.
You gonna come out with it? You coming out with a Christmas?
I'm going to. Yeah, I've been always waiting to do a Christmas album, but now I never had like the reason to do it.
You gonna recreate Mariah Carey or?
No, I did it. I did it.
Okay, let's go.
So I actually did Bublé. So Bublé redid it.
I like Bublé.
And I've learned all Michael Bublé's Christmas album. I'm moving on to Boys to Men, and then I'm gonna do Chris Brown's.
Okay. I know. I think
But here's
my new Italian cooking background music.
There you go. So here's me sitting on Dr. Bay.
Dude, that's good.
Thank you,
You
man.
doing all the beats and everything in there? That's good. That's just so you switch it up on all the eras.
That's me. Yeah, I switched it up on every era. This is "Ain't No Sunshine." So this is more now. I'm phasing to the 70s. I'm in like this cool disco gold type of scene, and then I get up on stage, and then I'm brand new "Ain't No Sunshine." More poppy.
That's more my vibe.
So yeah.
That's good. So you do it like they do on those videos where it's like, okay, I'm gonna do some drums, and I'm gonna run over here and do some guitar, and I'm gonna run over here and do some like beats.
I'm gonna give into my secret of what I've been able to do, and you can't do it anymore. So I was lucky enough.
I can't do any of it. So just,
yeah. I mean, this is
someone on this watching this.
Yeah, they can't even do it because now it's copywritten. I mean,
Okay.
on all these, this is when Suno, which is the big one that Timberlake works with, like
Okay.
the music generating software. So this is when it first came out, and I went on like a deep dive, like a year, where I was just trying to find and learn all the AI tools. So I know how to do all this stuff, person. I can do all this crazy stuff with AI. And so I thought about this concept I had this concept for a lot of years. So before the record labels started, doing this copyright stuff with all these platforms, I was able to take these classic lyrics, pull them from the internet, put it in the software, and say, I want it to be switched to this type of genre. Boom, boom, boom. And I can just like pick between genres, push it, it'll kick out a different version.
Wow.
Like
unique,
if I like,
no copyright issues,
world. I can put ambient, I can put pop rock, I can put R&B, I can change a R&B song to a hip hop song. I can do all this stuff with these classic songs. But then all of a sudden, I did about 40 of them. So I have all these songs done. And then I was out in LA, and I was talking to a producer, and I was like, I was telling him about it. He's like, man, that's crazy that you can do that. I'm surprised you can do that with the labels. I was like, yeah, I know. And then I tried to put a new song in, and then boom, it stopped it. Copyright, you can't do it no more. So I was able to get them.
You're a first mover advantage.
So now all I got to do is take the Suno versions, recreate them, so Suno don't try to get hit, and then now they're mine.
Man, you're like a '60s like R&B star in 2025.
It's gonna be great. So so that's like my pet project with the musical.
Okay.
Introduce a little acting, little little stuff that I like to.
That musical is interesting. I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
What, you gonna have it like in person on TV? Or
No,
like...
I'm doing like I've already done AI with kind of the scenes and stuff. So I've done it. I can show you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna film that. I'm gonna find some other actresses. I'm gonna be some people in New York that do more musicals. So I'm gonna have like this whole production. It's gonna probably be like a 45-minute, 60-minute little thing, and then it's gonna phase. Cool. I'm gonna do like season 1 is gonna be volume 1 is those 6 songs, and then the story is just gonna continue along the way
into the quantum.
Yeah, until I decide I'm done doing songs and I found my girl, and we can end it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be cool. So that's like I said, just creatively, I'm always doing shit.
So you're singing music to find your girl?
Yeah. I'm a classic crooner. So okay. I'm a scientist. Boom, boom, boom. Something happens to my wife. I try to go back and find her, and then all of a sudden the machine glitches, and now I'm being phased back into all these different time frames, and I'm always seeing her somewhere, but it's always going to be told through a story of me singing somehow.
Okay. I thought you said earlier, find my why.
Oh, no, find my wife.
Your wife.
My wife. Yeah. Wife. So it's a love story. So okay. You always got to, it's always a love story. Yeah. I didn't know what it was going to be. I was like, do I want to save the world? But I'm singing R&B songs, so it got to be about love.
I kind of want to talk about like where are you at right now in basketball? Are you getting pulled somewhere? Is there some other league coming up or something? And then also, the other thing I wanted to talk about too, that maybe even more, and you can hit on whichever one, but the youth sports and kind of growing up, like playing ball, 14, 15, 16. There's a lot of like we do a lot of stuff with Freedom Hoops and Go Ministries. We do a lot of youth stuff. So there's a lot of youth that watches. And so it's like, what are 18 youth, right? So, yeah. I think either that and then kind of tying that into how, what are you doing with the youth? What would you be doing if you were that age right now with NIL and
that's funny
the internet and media and just everything that's going on right now,
Yeah. So currently doing with basketball, I'm not doing much in basketball. I'm always in shape. I went out to the Big 3 game in LA, and I saw Cube. He was like, you're in shape. You're just going to play. So they're expanding the Big 3 next year. So they're going to add 4 more teams. I wouldn't mind having a Kansas City team in the Big 3. So if we were able to do that, then I'll come back and play, because then we just get KUMU guys to be part of this professional team. It would be dope. But I started my own league, which is centered around, which is where the bourbon kind of came to be. So 2018, this is my first year out of the Big 3. I saw there was like a huge demand for like summer basketball. This is the same time the TBT was going on, the tournament in Vegas. Yeah. So I thought with my level of experience, a 7-year guy, I came to the tryout at Big 3. I was like, this is going to be easy. I'm just going to come just to kind of show face, whatever. There was like 150 guys like with my level of experience, like trying out for 20 spots. I was like, damn, this is big time. This is big time. Okay, I see you, Q. And then at the same time, the TBT was going on. There's like 72 teams playing. And so I saw that. I was like, damn, summer basketball is dope. And then my mind is like, okay, well, as an entrepreneur, I was like, damn. I took a deep dive into the TBT, and I saw that 27 teams were alumni teams. So I was like, these dudes are already playing on these alumni teams. Why not just do a league specifically for alumni teams? And so, boom, the idea came about. 2018, I did my first game at Silverstein. So I did KU versus MU.
Okay.
Obviously, I knew
alumni. I heard about that.
That was mine. Yeah. So that was mine at Silverstein. We put it on in like 5 weeks. We had like 3,000 people come. I was like, oh shit, this is actually working. So boom, we came back the following year. I brought in Arkansas and K-State, and then again, great turnout. The concept is growing. Then obviously through COVID, it's still on the shelf. So I'm down in Columbia this is 2022. I'm down in Columbia for our 20-year reunion for our Elite 8 run, my last year. And I run to one of my buddies I ain't seen in 20 years, a guy, Jake Jackson. I ain't talked to him forever. We get to going out drinking and get to talking about what we're up to. I was like, man, I got this idea for this league. I told him about the AB. He was like, yo, Kareem, that's a great idea. What you didn't know about me since I was out of college, I own an NBL team in Australia, and I'm part owner of a professional soccer team in Mexico. He's like, so any infrastructure that we need to put this thing together, I'm your man. So he's like, boom, let's bring it back. So we brought it back in 2022. We did our first game out of state. So we did Maryland versus Georgetown back on Maryland's campus and sold it out. Like it was crazy.
And what year was it? That was
this is 2022. And then 2023, we had 5 games. We had Syracuse versus Georgetown up in Syracuse. Like Jim Boeheim came. All those guys came. We had West Virginia versus Maryland in West Virginia. We had South Carolina, Clemson, Georgia Tech, and then KUMU. So we had 5 games, and I talked to like 26 teams to be a part of this alumni league because we're paying guys. So the concept is there. So that's kind of where the bourbon just kind of started. But we can dive into that later. So as far as basketball, that's kind of where I am with that. But the bourbon is going to actually funnel and fund that league that I'm trying to bring back in 2026. I've already talked to Jacksonville. I went down there last month and met with the sports department of the city, and they want to bring ABL back down there in 2026. And we're going to do a Miami-Florida game down in Jacksonville. So
it's like getting traction.
Then. It's coming back.
Getting traction back.
Yeah. It costs a fortune to run a league. I raised capital for it, and we ran through that the first year. So I didn't want to take any more VC money. I hated it. It's kind of the whole dynamic.
Is that your
there.
first time
It
taking
was my first
VC
time.
money?
I fucking hated it.
Talk through it.
So my boy.
Well, so we're talking, and nobody can see this, but there's some other people behind a camera, and they're working on a sports tech app. So it's like, dive into some of that.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I mean, my boy Jake, who owned the NBL team, had another partner. This guy Jared, who also owned the team in NBL. But these are VC guys, so he told me what's going to happen. Like these guys try to come in and try to run. It's a different game, Reem. If you don't trust me, you may not want this, but as your partner, let's just see what happens. So he brought it in, and I hated it all. I hated it. So I was like, I'm not doing that again. So the league was on hold. So that's where, through all those connections, all those players, like I said, I was talking to 26 teams over, 150 guys that I was talking to be a part of the league because we're paying, per game. And then that's kind of where the bourbon, the opportunity for the bourbon came about 2 years ago. My partner was like, hey, Reem, me and my partners are pretty much white labeling spirits. This is off the popularity of Ryan Reynolds, the Aviation Gin, The Rock, Terramale, all those celebrity-driven, Conor McGregor, all those celebrity-driven brands. He's like, do you know any big athletes that want their own spirit? Because now Steph Curry has his own bourbon, Scottie Pippen has his own bourbon, James Harden has a wine. So he's like, you know any big guys? I was like, no, I don't know one guy, but I got an idea. I built this league. I got all these players that are tied to all these universities. This would be a great play for like a collector's alumni gift. Instead of these guys can sign this, they'll buy a premium gift. We don't want to sell bourbon. You can find bourbon everywhere. You can find great bourbon everywhere. What are we selling? We're selling like that love, that affinity, that you see something that has a Mizzou logo. Yeah, you're just gonna buy it. So we sell nostalgia. And so that's kind of where the idea behind the bourbon came from. And I was like, hey, if I build this bourbon up, I can generate enough capital, enough income where we're going to have to write it off. So now the ABL could be like an activation event.
So what happened with the VC stuff?
I didn't like it. I was like,
I'm out.
$500,000. We ran through that. I was like, I don't want any more VC money. So they still own it.
It's another ball game, man. It's but it's like you don't need to be pushed into things that
until I need it. Until I'm at the scale where it makes sense, and they coming in as the scale and making. But they wasn't doing much of anything. I was still kind of running the show, and they was trying to run it from across the world, and it just wasn't really working.
Yeah. So you were just at Mizzou doing something, you said?
Yeah. I just got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
You did get inducted.
I did.
2025.
This is my Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's sick.
Hall of Fame.
Was that recently?
Yeah. This was a little over a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do they do for that?
We had like a big banquet.
Yeah.
So I went in with me, Sophie Cunningham, Brock Olivo, Mike Alden, who's my AD, Alyssa, who's the only 4-time All-American volleyball player at Mizzou, and then one of the back end like media guys. I forgot his name, but yeah, 6 of us went down there. So it was cool, cool little program.
Yeah, no, that's good. I want to go back to before we jump into some of the bourbon and stuff I want to hit on that though, like because you were one of those guys that was like you could have made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Going through those stages, through high school and college. And so if you were to put yourself back there like today, what would you be thinking? Because your brain thinks a lot different than a lot of athletes that I know, right? And I think you can pivot and make those correlations and try to understand some of those semantics, at a deeper level. And so I'm just kind of curious, like with that knowledge, when you're 14, 15 now, what would you be thinking about doing? What would you be, you're playing basketball or any sport.
Basketball
right?
is a career.
What's going on in your head with that entrepreneur mind?
I was like, I'm done with algebra. I'm done with all this stuff. Where can I get in a situation like over in Europe where you actually preparing yourself to be a pro at 13, 14? You're not going to, you're really going to basketball academy. And I always thought about another one of my big goals is kind of do a prep academy here in town at some point. partner with Earl and all the great, basketball players that have come through KC and do something kind of like an IMG style deal, probably on a smaller scale. I'd be, it all starts with the family and surrounding yourself with people who know what they're doing. I wouldn't know where to start.
What's that look like? So what did that look like for you? Like, so you said surround yourself with family.
Pembroke Hill was great to me. I had, great friends. But from a basketball standpoint, it was really on me. I made all my own decisions. My mom, she didn't find that we were good till we were like 9. All of a sudden, Dron was on the cover of the Star all the time. And it was like, that's my grandma was like, those are my grandkids. They didn't know how good we were.
What did you do, Grandma? How do you?
Yeah, they all of a sudden, Dron's on the cover every day. I guess our grandkids and son are pretty good. But anyway, we had, great AAU program that was, sponsored by, Mr. Tom Grant, who just passed. That was a great program to be in. But I've always had this goal and dream that I was going to make it. And I was going to do everything necessary to get myself out of my situation, and just press forward on it.
You did it.
Yeah, I did. So for me to get back, I actually just started this thing called League of Shooters, which is much more than just basketball training. Like I said, part of our core values is like, how can we prepare today's kids for this NIL landscape? How can we prepare them mentally? It's much more than just the physical. The mental aspect of the game is very important. So what can I do to give back? I thought this, is a good program to start here in town. So I'm actually about to start, promoting that a little bit. My brother does a great job. He works primarily with younger kids. Yeah. But 13 to 18 is kind of where I can see,
Dude,
impacting more.
We definitely need to talk offline because there's some, with Freedom Hoops and some inner city stuff we're doing. There's some cool stuff happening.
I would love to. I'm just looking for, like I said, anything that I can do. I'm here when I'm town. I give my time. I just.
So where are you at now? You're not living in Kansas?
I'm up north. Yeah. But I'm now now the business started. I got a little NIL business. Me and my partner back east. My main guy who helped me with the ABL, this guy Ricky Goins, who's big on the East Coast. We started a little NIL business, just advising kids. Mm-hmm. We got a couple kids. We got a kid at Florida State. Kobe's like one of the biggest. We got a kid at Butler, a couple kids at FIU. And so we're just going to be on the road kind of recruiting, trying to, bring in, more clients there. But like I said, anything that I can do here locally, let me know. We can talk offline.
What's that look like for some of those kids? Like, what are you talking to them about? What are some of the things that you're educating them on? Where are you trying to guide them? Like, what are some of the issues you're seeing that's common across athletes?
Yeah, my partner does all the contract stuff and knows more and more about the NIL. I'm the branding, post-career. Like, what are we thinking? Like, what can we maximize while you're here? Yeah. Let's brand. Let's get a logo going. Let's get a website. Let's get simple merch. Let's get this. Like, what can we do to help you prepare? Wherever you go, you're going to be in this spot for 4 years. Let's build your LinkedIn page. Let's start having you connect with the alumni on LinkedIn. You got to start thinking about these things because most of these kids, even while you're in college, that may be the biggest you ever get. You may go overseas and you may be a journeyman, but if you're a star player in these college in a big university, you can monetize that for life if you do it right.
Explain to journeyman.
Journeyman is what I was in the NBA. I had my first contract for 3 years, and then my next 5 years, I was on a different team, 1 year deals. So you're a hired gun until you find a home.
Find your spot.
Yeah. And that's hard. I mean, it's hard to do in the league. And as a shooter, I was always kind of a premium skill set. So, I always had somebody that wants you. And I've had good years, but, it takes a lot to stick.
So what do you think about Wembanyama?
He's amazing. Yeah. I've been watching, he's shooting bang, bang, step back three. It's crazy. I mean, in year 3. So he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. It's crazy what these kids are doing.
It is nuts.
And how much money they're making is crazy. I'm like, damn.
Whiskey.
I wish I came 10 years ago.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey. Tell me, how was it? So it started from the league, right?
Yep.
The idea?
The idea started from my partners knowing that I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you know people a bunch of ring. This is the idea.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, I'm going to run with it. This is what's going on in my life where I can see this, benefit. And then I'm always trying to find gaps. And I was like, this would be perfect in the college space. I know tons of people in the Alumni Association. I know my brothers are tied into the KU Alumni Association. Anything you do to sign, people go and buy that stuff. So I was like, that's kind of where it started.
Love it. Okay, yeah. So diving into the whiskey stuff.
Yes.
Have you had a CPG or any kind of brand like that before?
No.
Like a.
I've done a bunch of consumer goods. I've done water mascots, which is like my premium line of pool floats.
Yeah.
So I've done a bunch of stuff that haven't really been super successful, but I built them, and with me, my success is really about just kind of acquiring skills that can, serve me.
I can see that.
Serve me later on somewhere. So understanding how to build that, how to source from China, how to deal with manufacturing, how to design schematics, 3D model, all that stuff. Now I know how to do that stuff with any of my products. So now I'm more, like I said, I'm a solo entrepreneur, but I know where to get things done. Right. So I know how to serve. So the bourbon started from that idea. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of build a bourbon brand. I was like, I don't see anything like it in the marketplace. I think with, my brother's name at KU, we can kind of see, what it may look like. And then, like I said, so far, it's been great. We've had, like I said, we got distribution in both Kansas and Missouri. We've sold close to 100 cases in the first couple months. I'm launching in 6 other states once the government, hopefully back in line here soon, because I'm just waiting for the TTB, which is the governing body, to approve my labels. And once I do that, then I can talk to my distribution partners about getting them back on the shelves. But I can sell in all 48 states. I've designed all labels for all Big Five, all Power 5 schools, working on mid-majors, working on HBCUs. I think it's, like I said, it's a great collector's gift. I got a partnership with this company called Rocks whiskey glasses. So they do custom engraved glassware, decanters. Another partnership is a company called Sigador, which is custom branded humidors, single cigar humidors. They're really cool. So I can personalize, engrave all that stuff, do bundles, do different activations, at schools. I also have like a golden ticket promotion in one of our bottles. So if
going on right now?
Yeah. So once the legendary bottles come, they come in the cool packaging that we sign 500, and one of those 500 boxes comes like a golden ticket, which if you win, you get to go to the Board Award game with me and my brother that following year. So we do that at all schools. Always cool, fun activations that we can do on campus and around these markets.
And what's the whiskey brand called? Is it different based on the college?
No, it's the same juice.
Okay.
So that's what's great. So I can sell 100,000 bottles at 500 different schools because all I got to do is change the label. Yeah. So that's what's taking the time because I submitted like 80 something labels to the TTB. So, but once they see that it's basically the same design, it's changed in a few, the font and some text and some colors, they should go through pretty quickly. But that's kind of where it's at.
So how long you been in that company?
We started initially Educated Spirits was almost 2 years ago, and then I just rebranded, got my partners out because they brought me the deal, which I was thankful for. But again, as an entrepreneur, I'm trying how to make better margins for myself. So I sourced all the deals. I designed all the bottles. I designed all the labels. I got all the distribution deals. I sold all the D2C stuff, but they were still collecting the heavy, margin. I was like, I'm not really going with that. So all they really had was the license. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go find my own supply chain. I'm going to go find my own bottling because I know how to do that now. And so it wasn't hard for me to figure out. Yeah. And then I figured out that it takes you $0 to have your own liquor license. And so I applied for my own liquor license and pretty much just said, I told my partners, like, well, the fact you guys didn't tell me this is some bullshit. Right. But now I know. So we're going to have to kind of rework what this looks like.
How often does that happen to you? Because you get this, athletes aren't known to be like successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Between whether it's investors or clients or partners. Like, do you have to deal with like an initial wait, do you know what the hell you're talking about?
Oh, no. I mean, a lot of people who, like I said, my business partners know that I've been this creative guy since I've been out the league. Yeah. So just, I mean, all my things have been successful, but I said I've never stopped trying to do things, and I'm never like stuck on one thing. If I have something, I'm gonna try to. You're gonna see it. I may not push it, but you're gonna know that it's done, and I've done it. And like I said, all my stuff that I've acquired, all the skills I've acquired, are serving me very well in the bourbon business.
So what keeps you going on all these things?
Just the hustle. This is like what drove me to say, okay, one day I'm gonna make the NBA, and whatever it took to get there. It didn't happen overnight. It took me, 15 years of training, and getting better. Elevating, going from here to here to here to finally getting there. So the same thing with business. It ain't been all smooth. Sometimes it's down, sometimes up. I just keep going.
Yeah. Just buckle up, keep going.
Yeah. I'm having fun with it.
What did sports teach you that, or is that just in your DNA?
I mean, I think sports is what I'm going to be known for because what happened early on is what the biggest thing. But I think it's kind of who I am.
Yeah, it's just built in.
Just,
You
yeah,
either
just
have it or you don't have
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I mean, with shooting, I wasn't drawn. I couldn't dunk. I wasn't naturally super athletic. My skill set was just honed in hours and hours and hours and hours in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I take the same mindset into what I do with this stuff.
Okay. So what else we got going on next?
So the bourbon.
I'm sure there's something else.
Yeah. I got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Like I said, the bourbon is the first thing. I got a coffee brand too that I'm gonna launch called University Roast. I didn't want to market bourbon to college kids, but I still want to utilize who they are, their name brands, and actually get a business idea for them as well. So one of my good buddies here in town owns 8 of those Scooters coffee shops. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, okay, another great marketing franchise opportunity could be, why not do branded scooters type shops down in college towns. So now instead of scooters, you may have a university themed coffee shop where the coffees are named after legendary players. You go inside, they're all university themed. You may have a little spot like this where people can sit down and do content. You bring in, with all this NIL money, you bring in 5 or 10 college kids. It's like the initial owners and investors into these coffee shops. So now they may be in town for 1 or 2 years, but at least you have something that you can come back, that you can utilize when you come back in town. I got some business here, and we can utilize their star power and their reach while they're there to bring traffic to these spots.
No, that's smart. So are you doing that out in Columbia? I'm
gonna start in Columbia.
Okay.
So I'm not there yet. It's probably 2026, but that's the concept around that. And so I got a lot of things like that just kind of waiting. I just want to focus on one thing. I've been, in my years, I've been doing too many things.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So now
tell me about that for real. Like, 'cause that's
tough.
the thing.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, I got partners now that are here to help to slow me down and keep me focused on one thing. So, and I had to be more, conscious of it. So the bourbon is what I'm on now. I'm focused on that for the next 6 months. That's how I want to do it, because it's all like a domino. If I get the bourbon going, that means I'm gonna get this massive, massive data list of all these people that I know goes to these schools, love these schools. So now I can segment that and kind of sell them the coffee, sell them whatever I want. I just launched a kid book series called Little Reamer, which is for 6 to 10-year-olds. And so it talks about all the characteristics, perseverance, confidence, told to my 8-year-old self. And so initially it's going to be basketball. It's going to be all different type of stories. So with that idea, I was like, okay, I'm thinking about how do I get customer acquisition, like lifelong customers, brand affinity, that people love my brand, who love me. So I was like, okay, outside of like, what do people love the most? They love their children the most. So how can I get in with the parents by serving their children? So I got this book series. So I'm gonna go to schools, read to the kids. Boom, boom. Kids come home. Oh my God, Mom, Kareem came and read to me. They got this book. So now when they think of me, they think of warmth. And Kareem serves our kids for free. He comes to our school. Boom, boom, boom. I do this reading program with all my players all around the country. So we got all these books centered around all these great topics. So now we got all these parents. So when I'm dropping something, whether it be coffee or bourbon, I got these emails. When they see it in the email, now they're gonna say, "Oh yes, that comes from Kareem. Oh, Kareem loves my kids. So yeah, what is it?" And I got the defending because it's gonna be tied to their school. So I'm double hitting them with stuff.
Yeah.
And then boom, we'll see how it goes from there.
So diving into the whiskey part. So what's your role in the whiskey stuff right now?
Owner,
everything,
founder, director, master blender, marketer.
Did you learn to blend and do all that? Yeah.
So my first barrel. When I first got they sent me a bunch of samples. They was like, just try these. Tell me what you like. Because I was very green in the business. I was like, I don't know what I don't like. But I like bourbon. I like old fashions.
Do you try them all at the same time? Like, so by the 10th one, you're like...
They sent me like 4 at a time.
Okay, 4
and so, they come in these little shots so you don't get drunk. And normally you drink it and you spit it out.
Yeah.
So they teach you how to do that stuff. So they sent me 4. I liked it. It's like a 6-year juice. And so far, people loved it. But I was like, I went to my first... store opening in Gomer's about a month ago, and people were coming up asking me like, "What's the blend?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know." Like, it's sweet, it's sugary. So I was like reading off the website, and I hated it.
You gotta say something off the wall.
Yeah,
tastes like a basketball.
No, they want to know the rye. They want to know the rye percentages, the barley, the corn, like all the stuff that I need to know as a bourbon guy, especially with these connoisseurs. Because my bourbon's not cheap. It's like $119. So you got to know what you're talking about when you sell a $100 bottle of bourbon. So I was embarrassed. Not embarrassed. I was like, yeah, this is my partner sent me this, and I told the story. But I was like, after that, I'm gonna figure out like more science behind it. So my partners, I flew down to Georgetown, Kentucky, where their farm is, and I spent 3 days just learning all about bourbon and doing my own mash bill and learning flavor profiles and trying hundreds of different barrels and then coming up with my own mash bills. So I got 3 mash bills that are coming. I got a 95. I got a which is my in-store entry level one. Mm-hmm. Then I have a 105, which is the legendary player one. And then I have a rivalry collection, which is the 115, and that honors like historic rivalries. So the Border War, the labels like Mizzou, and then KU. I have the game. I got old Kraken bucket. I got all kind of rivalries tied to it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So.
Interesting. People probably ask you, like, how do you figure all these things out, right? I'm sure people are like, give me your secret. Like, how do you go from bourbon to this to that, and you understand it, right? Like, and so what is that? Like, what is that skill set? Is that how do you do it?
I have no idea.
Like, how do you do it?
It's kind of how it's how I function. It's like my mind's like I write stuff down. I got books and books and books of stuff. If I have an idea come down, I'm jotting it down. Now with AI, I can build out. If I think of an idea, I can build a website and like build a business plan of how to map it out in 5 minutes, and then I write it down, and then boom, it takes me another 2 minutes to build a functioning website, and then boom, the MVP's done. And now if I want to pursue it and put some money into it, now it's already there. I can show the concept. This is what it looks like. So I've done that. If you go to my rushventures.info page, you'll see like the 80. Like you're testing. You'll see my brain spit out.
Is it really like you're just testing stuff on there?
I've got everything to MVP level. So every single thing has websites from TV show concepts. When my buddies were at the Chiefs game, we go to every Chiefs game and we get drunk. And I was like, man, like it'd be cool to have like some type of tailgate, like serious. So we called it feats of strength. So imagine like teams of 4. We were doing like broad jumps between the parking lots lines, like one night, and all of a sudden everybody, all these cars start stopping and getting out and trying to do this jump. I was like, dude, this is a TV show. And so I built a whole website
from line to line on the parking spot.
Yeah. So we got the broad jump. We have a 50-yard dash on Legos. We have like a tailgate challenge where the same tailgate is set up, but the dad's got to, whoever sets the tailgate up fastest wins time. So we have the whole entire challenge for me and my buddies. It's 4 of us, and then like I said, what NFL wouldn't want that to be like a tailgate series from tailgate to? It'd be fucking amazing. So I've done all these things from hologram ideas to wristwatch ideas. So any idea that comes to my head, I'm gonna MVP it so you can actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you just bowl on it.
Then just sit on the show. And so whenever the time I can actually make it happen, I don't know. I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time for this.
So do you have any routines that you do, like journaling or like meditation or anything? Because like your brain is probably on like, if you don't, you're probably getting it fried like every 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably. I do Open, the app Open. That's meditation, breath work. I go right from there. This is before I do anything in the morning. I do Open, then I do affirmations for another 10 minutes, and then I do like a little protection prayer, and then I do 15 minutes of vocal training. So my first hour is for that every morning, and then boom, I look at my to-do list, and then I get to work.
Love it. Yeah. Love it. 10 minutes of what were they again?
I go 10 minutes. The app Open, which is great. That does breath work and meditation.
Yep. Guided
meditation, and then I do 10 minutes in affirmations.
Okay.
Those are on YouTube. Then I do a protection prayer that I have in my phone that I've been doing for 20 years. And then I do like a 15-minute of vocal breath work.
So what happens if days that you don't hit those things?
I'm upset, but it never goes more than a day or two that I don't do them. Yeah, it's like...
Because you've probably seen it before where it's like, I have gone, because I've been there, you go 3 or 4 or 5 days and you're like, to take that much longer to get back.
Then I can feel like I'm off because, like I said, I think, especially with meditation, they try to tell you to be focused on your breath. I'm usually like working through so many different scenarios. I'm like, okay, boom, and I sit with it, and then boom. It usually.
Can you meditate? Can you calm down?
I can never
slow your brain down enough?
I can never like just breathe. It's more like it helps me like think.
Yeah. Just silence. Closed eyes. And I think that's such like it's not even a skill. It's just like making sure you do it.
Yeah.
And so many people just run so hard from like waking up, run, kids, and then by the time they go to bed, they're like so stressed out. They're like, I just need a crash, and then they never have that. It only takes like 5 minutes, even. I know you do longer, but like, I think if you could just like some people could just get like 5 minutes.
That's what I told my girl. I'm like, set the day, like, at least with a positive mindset. I told because my girl and her kids, I was like, you guys, I put them on meditation and affirmation. Like, just set your day right. with some positivity, and you'd be surprised like how your day goes.
Yeah, I do want to jump into Kansas City basketball because that's really popped. I mean, really starting with you guys, and some other players, but like over the last 5-10 years, like the NBA players out of Kansas City, what that looks like. Like, what are you seeing? What are some of those guys doing? What do you think? Coming out of here.
I haven't followed many guys. I mean, the Ishmael. We got Mark Mitchell, probably be a pro. We got Tamar. But I like to think that we were one of the first that kind of started the whole the vibe for that.
Yeah.
But I'm always proud when I see Kansas City guys like Alex and Shamit have long careers and represent the city well. So it feels good to have your part in all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever coached or done anything in coaching?
I coached a little bit in 2013 with the D League. Me and Luke Wallace started coaching at the same time. I hated it.
Oh, you what with Luke?
Yeah. I hated it. I thought I could still play. And then me and my brother, we had a couple 7th grade teams a couple years back.
Okay.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
One of the parents just asked me to do it, so I was like, yeah, I would love to just kind of.
So do you have kids?
I have 2.
You have 2 kids?
Yeah, I have 2 girls.
How old are you?
My daughters are 20. Kaylin's 20.
Okay.
She is
20?
Yeah.
You're not that old.
I'm 45.
Dude, I know you're that old, but you don't look that old.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. She's 20. She's a junior down at Mizzou. She plays on the volleyball team.
Okay.
And then my youngest, Maeve, she'll be 18 in March. She's a senior. She's also going to Mizzou next year.
Playing sports or?
Nah, she's a volleyball player too. She wants to be a doctor. So she's going to Mizzou to stay in states, to be a state school. She has like 70 credits. So she walks into school next year as like a junior.
Yeah. She's smart.
She's like, I want to get out of here, Dad. She's like, I don't want to go to school. I want to be making money. I'm like, okay, I like this plan.
Yeah.
So you can come work for Dad. Dad going to build this crazy company, and you come work for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Come work with me, like Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
No, that's awesome. You got your daughters out there hustling and
I can't
doing
wait.
their own thing and, not waiting on a man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm putting them on, like I said, we're my other partners. This guy, we doing this thing called Fan Pack, which is like a whole NIL play. So basically, we go on like white label, basically like an Amazon store. People shop, and then part of those proceeds, instead of going shopping at Amazon, you shop from this school-inspired team storefront. It's similar to Amazon, and then whatever transactions, it goes into an NIL pot.
And what do they buy? Like players?
They just buy like
and...
they just buy like stuff from like Amazon, like dishes and soaps and.
Just through those.
We create a brand. We create a similar Amazon snapfront. We sell all these different affiliate products, and these girls is going. We started with a volleyball team, so I'm actually going down to Columbia and pitching this to Laird in a couple of weeks. So I got a meeting on Friday with my partners. It's me, this guy Michael McMillan, and Corby Jones is our.
Oh, really?
is our legal, but we just use him as kind of like, we're going to get in Mizzou. It's kind of a starting point. But it should be good. Like I said, based on what we're trying to do, I think it could be great.
So how's this going to look getting into KU? With,
Brandon.
You just say, hey, I'm over here. Brandon, you go over to KU.
Yeah, Brandon. I got Brandon and Mario for all my KU deals. I don't.
There you go.
I don't want to step foot in Lawrence if I don't have to.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I'm unbiased. I didn't go to any of the 3. Brothers went to KU, K-State. Friends went to MU.
Yeah, it's all good.
I just like ball, I like watching ball, and like those 3 teams. Well, minus K-State most of the time, but those 2 teams usually played pretty good ball.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm excited to see this kid Darren Peterson. I'm gonna go to the game here, the KU-MU game. I think it's on the 7th, so I'm gonna go to that one. Me and my brother. But then I do a Mizzou post-game basketball show, so it's good, following the team and being back involved with the program.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So where do you see, you got a lot. Can you even look 5 years out?
5 years out, hopefully DGL has bought University Spears with $500 million, and I'm done with that. And at that point, ABL should be back and running. My main goal is to build the ABL. I think that's like a great idea, and it's going to take a lot to build. But all this other stuff is just going to keep developing. Just kind of, I have no set plans. I'm just putting one, foot in front of the next, trying to, get the business to the next level.
You got the kids out now, so now it's game over.
Now,
right?
Now Dad can get on the rock. Now I'm going to be in cities doing launch events. I want to do a kind of a 40-foot shipping container, hollow it out, make it like a mobile University Experience lounge where we pull up the tailgates, put like a basketball hoop on it, and then boom, pull up to the tailgate, pull up to any corporate event, and then get out and play 3-on-3 with your staff or with like the fans. Like people go up crazy and just driving around city with a mobile billboard, and then you can do those in all cities.
You're fine. I love the way you think. I love the way you think because I'm like, I've been there and I'm like, I don't know how you do it because I got to dial it back or I'm gonna get in trouble. So have you been through anything hard
Yeah. I've been through hard with, not business wise. I mean, because I don't look at success and failure, making money as the barometers for my business. But personally, yeah, I've been through a situation with the mother of my kids. We dealt with some issues there. I've dealt with just dealing with ending my career prematurely at 29, not knowing what was next for me.
What was it going through? What were you thinking about at that moment?
I was like, I'm gonna get back. Yeah, I'm gonna get back.
You just were, because you're that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You never thought like this is never going to be over.
Yeah, I'm like,
At least not right now.
yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. I got about 2 years, but I'll be back in the league. This 2 years, I'm just gonna become an R&B star. So that's when I first started doing music. So in that 2 years, I was able to have a Billboard Top 40 song in those 2 years. So I was like, boom, okay, now I done that. People know me from singing now. So now I'm gonna get back to being an NBA. So I'm gonna be the first NBA R&B star. So that was like my plan. And
Yeah.
Did the D League, and I hated it. I was like, I can't fucking do this. And then I just like said I was done with the basketball.
Did you ever sing the halftime show of the game you played?
No, I did the Lakers anthem in 2015.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was at the Pacers Laker game. I played for both teams, so all my boys were there, and I did the anthem.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You know who's going to be on right after you?
Who?
Meta.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
You said Pacers, so I was like,
Meta's my guy. Me and Meta, we started doing music kind of right after each other. So we've done a couple shows.
Oh,
he was
really?
rapping, I was singing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Did you record that stuff?
nah,
No.
I'm sure somebody did. This is probably 2012.
I did. I didn't know he
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Ask him. Yeah, talk.
I'll
Ask him
him
about it.
that.
Yeah, ask him like, yeah. He gonna be like, oh yeah, Ring can sing.
What are the websites? What are some of the socials to get in touch with you?
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm big on collaboration. So if you got an idea, come my way. Like I said, I got Rush Creative is like my venture, creative studio, and we love to, create stuff. So
I was gonna say, somebody sits down with you for like 4 hours, they got an entire business.
Yeah, that's why
they're up and
I
running.
tell, like I said, my girl is like she's a huge real estate agent here in town, but everybody's nowhere. No one's always happy with their job all the time. So I was like, okay, how can we maximize your real estate reach and pull? She's like number one on the team. So I was like, okay, let's create, because realtors hate finding closing gifts. Like we dealt with it. I heard her at home. Oh, I hate going to the store. I was like, you know what? We're going to create a business called Giftitude, so gift and gratitude, where you market strictly to realtors. Like all these closing gifts, candles.
Because they hate doing it.
They hate doing it, and then you put their logos on it. They buy them in bulk, so they just sit in the office. So when they close, they just go and they have them there.
It's really good you have a lot of ideas because you're telling everyone all your
Oh,
ideas.
this is already running, so we've already got.
You're up and good.
Yeah. Giftitude is actually a business now. So if anybody you guys need any gifts, go to giftitude.com.
Giftitude.com.
Giftitudekc.com.
Giftitudekc.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do all corporate gifting, logo, candles, diffusers. All kind of stuff that realtors need for closing gifts. But yeah, then my bourbon.
And Rush Ventures has all these on there?
has all that.
Okay.
So you better go and see all of my stuff.
Okay.
Rushventures.info is my homepage.
And what's your Instagram?
Kareem L. Rush.
Kareem L. Rush. All right.
Yeah.
Kareem L. We'll put all this stuff in the show notes and put some other stuff in there too that we talked about.
University Spirits is the bourbon. Little Reamer is the kids series available.
Is that on?
It's on Kindle.
Where can they find that at?
Available on Kindle right now.
On Kindle?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll be speaking to KCK schools, and I have one of my former girls on my basketball team out here sourcing other schools for me to read at here in Missouri too. So I'll be reading Little Reamer series here around town pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so look for that.
Yeah.
Look for Spirits.
Spirits.
Look for some music. Go check out some of the music.
Look for singing.
On Kareem.
Yeah. Look for singing, and look for just all day hustling.
All day hustling.
All day
hustling.
All day hustling.
I love it, dude. I really appreciate you coming in, dude. I mean, I wanted to get you out. I've been seeing you doing all your things, and I'm like, man, I need to get into this brain. And I'm glad I did because I'm like, oh, we can mesh on some stuff. So
yeah. Let me know about the kids. I come to come speak
Thursday nights at the 2 community centers.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we'll
come
talk
through.
about it, and yeah. It'd be cool. Those kids, man, like, I just have to say, I mean, we had 20 kids get saved like 2 weeks ago that had never, we just start this, we start a location, right?
Yeah.
And then we don't know who's going to show up. We just announce it. We tell some of the local schools. And so we had 28 kids the first night. We play ball every Thursday. Then we had the 5th night. And then, we got some good coaches, guys that coach some good ball. It's not just schmucks out there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, these kids start to gravitate towards that, right? Because they're like, man, these are I didn't make my team, but I love basketball, and I want to play like legit games and
Yeah, that's me.
all
Yeah.
that. And so anyway, yeah, they just love they're so hungry for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so dude, they would love
Count me
if
in.
you
I'm
out
there.
there.
I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
love
so
it. I love it.
I show you some of the videos for the League of Shooters. Know what I'm doing in that program too, so we can kind of incorporate that.
Okay. Love
Into
it.
it too. So
So if you're to leave something, one last thing, what do you want to be remembered as? You got a lot of things running around. You had the whole ball career and all the stuff there, and kind of getting cut short from what you thought,
Yeah.
and then now you're in business world and you're crushing it there. So where do you want to be remembered as? With all this stuff and
all of it is me. Like I said, the basketball has opened every door. That's what I've done at this point, because nobody really know who I was if I wasn't the basketball player. So it's all together. What I want to remember for, I ain't done yet, so I don't know. Somebody look at me and be like, okay, yeah, Kareem's out here. He believes in himself. He never stops working. He's not afraid to try.
What do you want your daughters to remember about you?
The daddy was there. He loved us. That's it. As long as my kids love me. Yeah. I don't care what they. I don't
being available.
No
man.
success. Yeah. Being
Being
Dad's
available.
there. That's it.
I love it,
That's the
dude.
number one.
I love it. Well, awesome, man.